Welcome back to the channel. My name is Steven. I'm a pharmacist. I own 52 units of real estate and I help coach people to buy their first multifamily deal. So I recently did my taxes on TurboTax and I tallied up all of my properties, including my 26 unit apartment complex. And it was actually nice to see the final numbers, the profit and loss statement, the T12 for my 26 unit apartment complex. So to kind of summarize, my annual rents was about $190K. My expenses, excluding depreciation, is $120K. So roughly I had a $70,000 a year NOI. If you divide that by 12, that's about $6,500 a month in net positive cash flow. So on average, I cash flowed about $6,500 a month, which is about right. And once you factor in depreciation of the asset, so you're depreciating the building. So for commercial real estate, it's over 39 years. I'm also depreciating over time all the major renovations I've done. So I have a new roof and I spent $30K on the new roof. So I believe it's depreciated over 5 years. I renovated half the units in 1 year. So that's depreciate over 5 years. I depreciate the other half, the other 13 units, the next year. So that's depreciate over 5 years as well. And with my depreciation, I think I ended up having around 90,000 in depreciation. So on paper, even though I've made $70,000 that 1 year, I have $90,000 in paper losses via depreciation. So essentially on paper, I'm negative 20K on this property, when in reality I pocketed 70K on this property. So if I make money on another asset, another property, that negative 20K, it's considered a passive loss because I'm not a real estate professional status. That negative 20K passive loss can offset another property if I made 20K on that property. So this passive loss does not touch my active income, my active pharmacist income. So it was quite interesting to see that, to see the final numbers. For my 20 unit, I was actually negative cash flow about $10,000 on that property because I had a lot of major capex repairs. So because of that, I believe my gross income was about 110 and my gross expense was about 120. So obviously this property is a little more cash flow negative, unfortunately. So what's nice about owning real estate longer, so I've owned my 26 unit since 2021. I've owned my 20 unit since 2022. And my 26 unit finished stabilizing in November 2023. That's when I finished all renovations. I owned it for a little over a year now, stabilized. And my 20 unit, I finished everything in July of 2023. So I owned that for almost 2 years, stabilized. And once you own an asset stabilized, you can see, okay, which asset do I like and which asset do I not like? So after owning these apartments for a few years now, what I learned is I want apartments that are mostly 2-bedroom because it's less turnover when it's 2-bedroom. My 20 unit is all 1-bedroom and my average occupancy is about 85%. Sometimes I hit 100%. At one point, for a good few months, I was 100%. But when you run the appraisal and you ask property managers, the average is about 85%. And that's standing true today. I'm averaging about 3 vacancies, which is 85%. And the downside of 1-bedroom is that there's more turnover because you typically might have a single person, not typically family. And as a result, they're more transient and they want to move around more. If you have a 2-bedroom, you can have a small family there, a starter family there. So if they like the school, they like the area, they'll stay a bit longer. So my 20 unit is all 1-bedroom, more turnover. My 26 unit is half 1-bedroom, half 2 bedrooms. So it's a little bit less turnover. I think my 26 unit averaged around maybe 92% occupancy. I average about 2 vacants out of 26 on that one. So it's interesting just owning real estate and then just focusing in on it. And I haven't had this period because I was ferociously buying a lot of real estate in 2021 and trying to stabilize the real estate in 2021 to 2023. So 2024 till today, it's the first time where I get to pause and reassess. So if you ask me today which one I would sell, it's probably the 20 unit apartment complex. But I want to give my assets more time because of C-class apartment complexes, which is what I typically buy right now. There's a lot of capex issues because they're old. They're 1970s. What is that? That's almost 50, 60 years old. So you're gonna have plumbing issues, HVAC issues, roof issues, electrical issues. But once you fixed all that up, it'll kind of help stabilize things for you. So I don't want to rush into it before deciding to sell my 20 unit. Because maybe in 3 years, it might be a cash cow. Who knows? But if it's not in 3 years, at that point, maybe I'll consider selling it. Or doing a 1031 exchange and trade up to a 2-bedroom apartment. So by owning these 2 apartments, it kind of solidified my buy box. I want to buy another apartment over the next 4 years. I'm in no rush because I want to wait for a good deal. That's mostly 2-bedroom, so there's less turnover. And ideally, it's going to be in Oklahoma City, near my 26-unit apartment complex, at least 5 miles away, ideally. So I'm not pulling from the same renter pool. And I can use the same property manager for my 26-unit who helped me renovate it and who helped me stabilize it. So it'll be a lot less work for me. So now that I know my buy box and have very good clarity on that, it's just a matter of time when I start doing direct mail. I send out mailers every single month, 300 letters a month. Maybe if the market's bad, I can go on Zillow and find apartments. I can talk to my property manager. There might be more desperate sellers. And for me, I make disrespectful offers because I just need one good deal. I don't want to buy a deal if it's not amazing, if it's not a home run. And I'm willing to wait for that home run deal because I know what it looks like. A home run deal is a deal where you buy it today with these interest rates that cash flow today, or you can do creative financing to make it cash flow, but a deal that you're buying that cash flows day one using today's interest rates, or you can pay more, do creative financing. I talk about my 3-offer method. You do a debt service coverage ratio loan of 1.25. You do the 50-40-10 loan through Velocity Mortgage, or you do 90% seller carry, assuming that it's owned free and clear. Whatever offer you do, you want a cash flow day one. On top of that, you want to be able to come in and renovate these units and raise the rents to market rents. Excuse me. Once the rents are raised to market rents, what's your new NOI? And hopefully your new NOI is able to significantly increase the value of the apartment. So, for example, my 26 unit, bought it for $500,000, put in $300,000 of renovation. I'm all in for $800,000. I was able to increase the rents from $350 on average to $700 to $750, which is the current market, after renovating all the units, renovating new roof, new exterior, new paint. Did all that, was able to raise the rents to market rent, a little bit below market rent, I would say, because I'm about $700, $750. I think the market's $750 to $800, which is why I've good occupancy. And then now it's worth about $1.6 million. So I want another home run deal like that, where my all-in cost to buy the property, day one, cash flows. I'm able to renovate all the units for, let's just say, $10,000 per door. And whatever the new ARV is, based on your new rents that you can raise based on the renovations, that has to be a perfect BRRRR. So it has to be at least, 70, 75% loan to value. So you just take your purchase price plus your renovation costs, divide that by 0.7. That's how I would do it. So I want just one of these deals, and I can be patient. So that's why I don't care that I make disrespectful offers, because I make offers that make sense for me. And if they say no, then that's okay. I just will follow up in a month or two. And if they say no again, that's okay. Or if they sell it to someone else, that's fine. But the key is you have to make offers that make sense to you. I don't want to force the deal. I don't want to force myself in a rush to buy a bad deal. That's what happened to me with my mobile home park. I was rushed into buying a bad deal in retrospect. So that's how you kind of play the game. And knowing that I don't need to buy real estate anymore, that actually makes me a better real estate investor. Because when I was first buying my first apartments, I was more desperate to get an apartment. I was more hungry to get an apartment. But now I have 52 units. They're all stabilized. I maybe spend 4 hours a month on my portfolio now. At most, I'm texting my property manager or calling them for a quick touch base. Which reminds me, I'm probably due for my touch base. And on top of that, I know what a good deal looks like in Oklahoma City and in Eden, Oklahoma. So I can just wait and be patient to find that right deal. Yes, will it take me longer? That's okay. I'm in no rush. If I buy another 20 unit, 30 unit, 40 unit, my quality of life will not improve immediately. But maybe if I do get a good deal, a 20 unit, 30 unit, 40 unit, that I buy right day one, that cash flows day one, that I have the ability to renovate and raise the rents to market rent and significantly increase the value, whether it's 1.5x the value, 2x the value. And then it starts to cash flow, $6,000-7,000 a month. Then my quality of life will improve significantly, because at that point, my job, I don't need my job anymore, because I'm cash flowing maybe 15, to 20K a month. And, cash flow is inconsistent, but if you divide 20K by 4, that's still 5K a month, and I have a paid off mortgage. You're living good. So I just know in the next 4 years, if I get one amazing home run deal, that's it. I don't have to buy any more real estate ever again. And I probably don't have to work my W-2 ever again. So knowing that, I'm being patient. So as I said, the moment you hit this level, that's when you can make disrespectful offers that will get rejected. A lot of them will get rejected. But if you get one yes, that's all you need. And I have 4 years to do that. So that's what I mean. Once you don't need real estate, that's when you're more dangerous, because you can make more disrespectful offers and be okay with rejection because you're not in a rush. And that's when you unlock the next level in real estate. So just want to give an update on my 26 unit. So just this past year in 2024, I grossed or cash flowed 70K. On my 20 unit, I was negative 10K. So collectively, that's probably positive 60K. So I average about 5K a month in positive cash flow between the two apartments. And, my single family homes, for the most part, kind of break even. So I just want to track my apartments to see which ones I need to trim, if I do need to trim. So you have to constantly reassess your portfolio. Do I want to keep? Do I want to sell? Do I want to 1031 exchange? So anyways, hopefully you found value from this video. Just wanted to share my thoughts. Please like, comment, subscribe. If you need help or mentorship buying your first apartment complex, check out the link down below. I offer coaching. I offer mentorship. Otherwise, hope to see you in the next one, and let me know what questions you have. Thank you so much.